Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas, Monday, October the 9th, and welcome to our video commentary. This is Happy Columbus Day, so let me wish all of you a happy Columbus Day. We have a post over at the American Thinker today about Columbus Day. A very neat proclamation, I thought, by President Trump regarding Columbus Day. I really liked it a lot, and I have a link to it on my latest American Thinker post. I want to talk today about the NFL. A couple of interesting things here that have happened in the last 24 hours regarding the NFL. I'm not talking about Aaron Rodgers beating the Cowboys again in the last minute of a game. That's becoming almost like a routine with Aaron Rodgers. It seems like every time we play the Cowboys, the Packers, they beat us in the last 90 seconds with some spectacular play by Aaron Rodgers. No, I'm talking about two developments in the NFL. The first one is Vice President Pence went to a game in Indianapolis and he walked out. He walked out when the players were kneeling and not, in his opinion, showing respect for the American flag. I'm glad he did that. I'm glad that the Vice President walked out. I think that was the right thing to do. My sense is that a lot of people in the audience probably wish they had done the same thing. You may start seeing that, by the way, more and more people walking out. Look, the NFL is really in a very difficult position because of all of these athletes kneeling and expressing or basically making political statements during the game. I personally don't care what their political beliefs are. I really could care less. But during the game, before the game, during the game, I think they should stick to playing football. If they want to do something political, they got lots of time during the week or out of the game or whatever it may be to do it. But during the game, I don't think we need to be lectured about this and that regarding politics. So I think the vice president was exactly right in walking out. I'm glad he did. And my guess is that most Americans support that. There's a real disconnect here between many people in some of these elite media networks type people who don't understand why Americans are offended when their flag is insulted. And this is, I think, a real disconnect. And it goes beyond just this incident. The disconnect really goes on in other parts of our society as well. So that's the first thing. The vice president walked out of a game between the Colts and the 49ers, I think it was. The other interesting development is here in Dallas. Jerry Jones, who is, of course, the owner of the Cowboys. Jerry Jones is one of the most influential men in the NFL. His team, the Cowboys, is either the first or the second most profitable team in the NFL. Many people have referred to Jerry Jones as sort of a de facto commissioner. He certainly can move a lot of things. He can wield a lot of power inside the owners' meetings. Well, he basically made a statement saying anyone who disrespects the flag is not going to play. And I'm glad that he did. There's also a second owner who made a statement like that, but I'm not going to tell you his name because I'm not 100% sure who it was. It may have been one of three or four names, and I don't want to say the wrong name. But the bottom line is that I think a lot of owners are beginning to realize that these political protests are hurting the brand of the NFL. And when your livelihood depends on people buying tickets or people watching you on television, your brand is extremely important. And I think a lot of owners are beginning to realize that this is a real problem for the NFL and they better deal with it. Now, the interesting thing to me is that they already have the remedy for this. It's called the agreement that they have with the players. If you read the agreement that the players and the owners signed, I'm assuming through the players union, you will see very clearly on there that the players have to line up before the national anthem. There's even, it's actually explained down to the last detail, even how they have to hold their helmets. And they have to line up and salute the flag. This is not a choice. This is what the agreement calls for. And I'm sure you've seen many of the public relations films of the NFL when you see the players lined up, during the national anthem. It's a big deal for the NFL. It's a big deal for most of the sports, the moment where the national anthem is played. So they already have the agreement to suspend many of these players. And I think that if some of the owners began to do it, you might see some of these players beginning to realize that this is really going to cost them money when they're getting suspended. So a couple of interesting things, the vice president and Jerry Jones. And I think the conclusion is very simple. The NFL is hurting right now. Their brand is hurting. And if they don't do something about it, they're going to hurt even more. They're just going to hurt even more. This is a whoever started this in the NFL really didn't quite understand that most of the fans don't like to see their flag of their anthem disrespected. I'll speak for myself. I don't care what the political views of a Colin Kaepernick may be. I could care less. But don't bring it into my living room through the television during a football game. That's not the place or the time to do it. Thank you for watching the commentary. We'll see you again. You can find these commentaries in YouTube, as well as my blog, as well as Twitter. Bye-bye, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas. Happy Columbus Day.